Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Thank you very much. Om Jnanatirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurvanmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshakarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome all of you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Can I quickly introduce?
Quickly means 1 minute. Huh?
Yes. So, welcome everybody this evening to the Kirtan Center, and we're extremely fortunate to have Radheshyam Prabhu with us this evening. So, I'd like to quickly read out his introduction for the sake of everyone. So, Prabhuji has been a topper of IIT Mumbai. So, IIT is one of the Ivy League schools in India. He's been a topper over there, and he's a founding director of the Voice Youth Clubs in Indian universities. He has been the president of ISKCON temple in Pune since 1997, leading a community of 6,000 members. He has been on the presidential board for ISKCON Hyderabad. He has been a Global Excellence Award winner for educating youth in Bhagavad Gita. He's also a Global Duty Officer for the West, and he travels across USA universities 3 months a year. He has been a presenter at MIT Boston, Stanford, Caltech, UC Berkeley, UCLA, and other universities. And he's also been a presenter at Microsoft, Amazon, Bank of America, Infosys, and other such companies. He's basically the architect and designer for a very famous 6-session course called as Discover Yourself. And he has been author of many youth books like Stress to Smile, 5-volume Essence of Gita. And he has been a youth trainer in last 30 years in all the leading IITs and IITs and other such colleges. And of course, on top of that, he has been inspiring hundreds and thousands of devotees who are part of various congregations across the globe. We are extremely fortunate that Prabhuji is here with us, and in fact, personally for me, he has been a great source of inspiration over the last almost 3 decades in various phases of my life, in various aspects, various services that I've been doing. And more recently now, of course, he has been a great guide and inspiration, specifically in how to chant the holy names. So we are actually very blessed to have him, and without taking much time, request Prabhuji to speak on this evening's topic. But before that, let us all welcome him to Pittsburgh by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol!
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So very happy to be at the Kirtan Center here. Mataji was doing a very absorbing Kirtan, thank you. You kept everybody fully into it. I am sorry to come and spoil it by talking here. When I heard the Kirtan, I felt that it would go on forever. Everybody was fully into it. Our topic for this evening today is happiness. This is one thing which the whole world is looking for. You know, students are looking for it, professionals are looking for it, people at home are looking for it, everybody. So it's very interesting and a very important topic, because I'm sure everybody wants to know what is the key to not just happiness but everlasting happiness. So some of the principles we will discuss today may be helpful to throw some light on this topic. So I will tell you 3 key words which somewhere after the middle of my talk I will ask you again. Please remember these 3 words, 3 key words. Connection, service and purification. And these 3 words will be the concluding part of the talk also. What are they? Connection, service and purification. These 3 are the sum and substance of how one can attain everlasting happiness if you know the meaning of these 3 words. Let us take an example. How our happiness eludes us. In the Gita, Lord Krishna begins in the very beginning part of the Gita, you will hear. Say, if I look into the mirror, how handsome am I? And if I am very happy with my handsomeness, I am going to be frustrated after a while. Because in this world, by the flow of time, the jet black hair turns into white hair, isn't it? And clean faces become wrinkled faces, isn't it? Young people become old, and the old people are sent to graveyard. So the time changes everything in this world. So if my happiness comes from the external looks, then my happiness is going to be thwarted. Then if you look internally, let us look at the mind. And the mind also is ever changing like the seasons. There is a rain or a shine. Sometimes summer season, sometimes winter season. Like the day or the night. Similarly, our mind goes through different emotions when we either get pleasure or pain, success or failure, isn't it? So, how in one moment the state of your mind can change, I will give you an example. One gentleman, he came out of a shopping mall. He had parked his Benz car, a brown color car, just outside. Some boys were playing a ball, the correct ball, which they play in cricket, that came flying and then hit the glass, and it broke the glass. And when it broke the glass of the car, the man felt as if he got a heart attack. He just caught all of his, and he cried. And he burst into tears. Along with his tears, he also became extremely angry. So on one hand, he cried because of seeing the glass of the car breaking. On the other hand, he was angry with the boys who had thrown the ball, because it was a newly purchased car. Just he purchased it yesterday, and today he is seeing it broken. But when he came down the steps, he realized there were two cars of the same color, brown color. One was his, one was someone else's. When he looked at the number, he could recognize that the glass broken was not his car. It was someone else's car. Immediately, his sadness turned into joy. He had a smile on his face. Thank God, it's not my car. Someone else's car. Let him suffer. I don't have to suffer. In one moment, his feelings changed. This is how our mind changes. In one moment. So, in this world, suffering is not due to failure, but our attachment to the results. This is one of the teachings of the Gita. To the degree I am attached to my car, to that degree I am going to suffer. To the degree I can let go, to that degree I am going to be relieved. Because it was someone else's car, he could let it go very easily. But how is it possible for us to let go if our car glass is broken? Some of you may have the question. For that in Gita, Krishna says, you are not your car, you are driver of your car. You are different from the car. Similarly, you are not this body, you are different from the body. You are driver of your body. So, this body, by the influence of time, may be defeated. It may get old. Don't worry, you are different from the body. You are aloof from the body. Realize this point. He says that in the beginning. So, we are not the body, we are not the mind. Who are we? The soul, the spirit, who is the resident of the body. So this is the first point. By knowing this, your real identity, half of your problems are solved. Like my spiritual master, His Holiness Radhanath Swami, and His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj, they both were once in one holy place. We had gone for a spiritual picnic. So he was telling something interesting. He said, his forefathers had problem with my forefathers, he said, because he was from German and Radhanath Swami Maharaj was from Jews. So he said, but we both have no problem and we are the best of the friends, and he embraced each other, they were, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And then he said how this was possible, because we know we are not the body, we are spirit, soul. You can just imagine. By recognizing this reality, that we are all spirit, irrespective of what gender you have, or which country you belong to, which species you belong to. In all the bodies, the same type of soul is residing. By knowing this, in English we call it as a love, agape we call it. It's a universal love. So that universal love is possible if one can love God. Any love short of that love is considered incomplete. For example, a baby knows only one person at the time of birth. Who is that? Mother. And the baby finds a man is coming and going. And the baby is asking, who is this fellow? And mother says, oh, this is your father. He's a good fellow, don't worry. He takes care of me. Then he loves his father also. Then as he grows up, then he understands my brother, my sister. So then one has love for one's family. Then one's love expands to one's state people or country people. And when you travel across the globe, you see there are good people everywhere. Then you may love all humans. But still our love is considered incomplete. Because somebody may love all humans, but they may be killing animals. or they may be killing birds. But when we love all creatures, when is that possible? When we know that all creatures are children of one God. There is one Supreme who is not only almighty, he is also all loving. He is not only all powerful, he is also all merciful and all kind. When we know that, then we love all. So very simple formula, you all will repeat after me. Love God, love all. So this is the second thing. First thing I told you, when we know I am not the body, I am spirit soul, lot of our problems are solved. And the second point we learned now is love God, love all. See how this happens. Let me tell you a story that happened in India. In one village, an old man was waiting for a bus. And there was another young boy, college-going boy. He was also waiting for a bus. It was a village, so buses would come every half an hour. And the buses were loaded with people, very crowded buses. So they both would try to get into bus, but because of the crowd, they couldn't get in. So the old man looked at the young boy, sniffing at him. You young boy, don't you see I am an old man? Why don't you let me get in first? And the young boy looked at the old man and said, I have to go to college. You are anyway old and retired. Why don't you stay back and let me go? They both thought getting into the bus is first priority for me. So they thought about themselves. And this happened 2 or 3 times. And they both really became upset with each other. And then when they were waiting for the next bus, the old man casually asked the young boy, do you know anyone in this village? It was in North India, so he asked him, do you know anyone in this village as Ram Sharan Sharma? Like that he asked him. So the boy's face got lit up. He said, Ram Sharan Sharma, he is my grandfather, he said. And when that old man heard that, his face got lit up. He said, oh really? Ram Sharan Sharma is my elder brother, he said. I am Hare Sharan Sharma, he said. So he said, I am his younger brother. 20 years ago, I left this village and I went to other place. Now I am returning back. How old are you? He asked the boy. Boy said, I am 18 years old, he said. That means you were not even born when I was here. You are a very small boy, young boy. Then they sat together and understood. The boy understood this happens to be my grandfather's younger brother, which means he is also a younger grandfather. Then they both became very joyful with each other. They were talking. The next half an hour, it flew like one moment, talking with each other. Guess what must have happened when the next bus came and stood? The boy was telling his grandfather, please you get in. The grandfather was telling that boy, you get in. Now they were having a smile on their face, instead of sniffing at each other. Guess, why do you think this change came about? Anybody would like to say? Connection. I told you in the beginning. What is that? Connection. Earlier they did not know the connection. Now they could see the connection. Applying the same logic, if you see, if anyone loves God, then he will be connected to who? Who all? He would be connected to all living beings. Therefore, your connection with all living entities is established by connecting with God. Therefore, I told you, love God, love all. When you love all, can there be any enmity with any living entity? Is that a possibility? So, our mind becomes free from any type of revengeful thoughts or violent thoughts or destructive thoughts for any living being, because no one can expect to hurt one's own brother or sister in this creation. So in this way, first we were talking about our own identity. I am not the body, I am spirit soul. Secondly, we understood our connection with all the living entities, which happens through God, because all are God's children ultimately. So these two things take away so much of our problems. So now, when we talk about happiness, think of an example. A gardener a lady, she has a seed, she's choosing the best of the seeds, and then she's sowing on the ground, in the soil, and she's putting manure, she's pouring water, she's making a fence around it so that the sapling can grow without being eaten by any animal. All this she can do, but what she cannot do is, the weather forecast she may not know. Whether the rains will come today or tomorrow, she doesn't know. Whether the sunlight will be too hot or it will be less hot. These things are not in her hands. So if she takes interest in the first aspect of the work I told you, namely sowing the seed, putting the manure and watering it and all those things, which is in her hands, then she is going to be happy. But she has lot of anticipation on the second part, that rain has to come today or the sunlight has to come. So we can sow the seed, but God has to give the rains. We can study well, prepare well and write the exam, but the results is not in our hands. So any student who wants to become free from the anxiety of the exam paper or the results of the exam paper has to forget about it. So you have only power to control the input, not the output. Input is in our hands and output is in God's hands. So one famous writer called Goethe, he says, do not allow what you cannot do interfere with what you can do. So what is the meaning of interference? Say I am a student now. I have to study a subject. While studying, if I have anxiety over the results, will my study be effective? Will it be effective? It won't be effective. But imagine if I develop detachment from the results, knowing that it is not in my hands, it's in God's hands. I trust Him and I leave it to Him. Then all my energy I can put it in studying very well. And that is why any student of the Gita who is practicing this philosophy of detachment, they are better, they have an extra edge over other students. Because these fellows, they don't worry about the results, knowing that I have zero influence over them. For example, if this is a cow tied to this pole, in this radius the cow can graze. But outside this radius, cow has no influence, isn't it? The grass, whatever is within this, it can graze. Similarly, we all have a fate controlling us and free will. This much is the free will. Beyond that, we have no free will. So don't bother about things which are not in your influence. Whatever is in your influence, focus your entire energy on that. Your time, your attention, your energy, then you will flourish. Your happiness can be maintained if you focus on this, on your input, not on your output. That is one of the teachings of the Gita, how you can be truly happy. In Sanskrit, there are two words. One word is called abhyuday, which means external accomplishments. And nishreyas, this word means internal fulfillment. So external accomplishments means, for example, see what is my popularity in social media and how many degrees I attained. Prabhuji was announcing a lot of things about me in the beginning. Accolades, achievements, and popularity, fame, influence over other people. These are all called abhyuday or accomplishments, which the world can see. And fulfillment is something within your heart, which is the internal happiness you feel. If you really want to, out of the two, most people chase after which one? The external success or internal success? External success. Because they think that external success will make me happy. Now, for example, in social media, you have some pressing information to be passed to all the people. You think that the whole world should know it. You genuinely feel it. Nothing wrong for you to put it in social media. You can do it. But after putting, immediately next day, early morning, you get up and go and see how many likes I got. And if you didn't get adequate likes, you are going to be frustrated, isn't it? So here comes the real point. Are you interested in spreading a very important, valuable wisdom to the people, or you are after your popularity and fame? So in Gita, these things are addressed by Lord Krishna. So if you are, therefore, the selfless service is so much emphasized in the Gita. For example, somebody may do a service. Let us take 3 examples. Take an example of a student. Take an example of a professional. Take an example of a housewife. If a student doesn't copy in the exams, but faithfully studies the subject and fares well in the exam, happy with whatever marks comes as God's grace, that is appreciated. But if a student is going to copy in the exam so that he can get very great marks and he can show off to the people, that is going to cause tension to him, because teacher may debar him or whatever, correct, no? In the same manner, take a professional, he can earn money by ethical means, he may not make so much money, but his mind will be peaceful if he earns ethically. But if he adopts unethical ways to make money, that will create guilt in his heart, and he may lose his night's sleep, isn't it? So, because it is not selfless. In the same manner, a housewife, for example, sometimes there are tussles at home between the spouses. If one out of the two decides that better not make a mole into a mountain, I don't want to prove that I am right. It happens sometimes, isn't it? Like one lady told her husband to bring something in the morning. When you return home in the evening, you bring that particular item. That fellow came at night with empty hands. Wife asked, I told you in the morning to bring it. Why didn't you bring it? He said, you never told me. She said, see, you were standing near the door, I told you. You were attending to the phone call. Do you remember that? He said, yes, I clearly remember I was attending to phone call, but you never told me anything. He said. She said, maybe because you were on the phone, you didn't listen to me, she said. He said, no, I have 2 years, God has given me 2. But 1 year I will attend phone call, other year I was hearing you. You didn't tell me. So both are in a mode of proving to the other. Nobody is in a mood of improving. So now either of the two have to give up, correct, no? Either she says, okay, whether you heard me or not, now you can go and bring it. Go and bring it, she can say. Or he can say, I'm sorry, maybe you told me I was inattentive. Taking a humble role can save the relationship. Otherwise, when 2 hands, then the sound comes, isn't it? When both are in a mood of proving one another. So, you will see that in this world, we need some amount of selflessness and humility in dealing with people and situations. Like, for example, a student I was telling you. So he may sit with one of his very dear friends and help him with mathematics or something. And that is not going to be published anywhere in any magazine. That this boy spent the entire 3 hours in the evening helping his, friend who is poor in maths. No paper is going to publish it. But he is doing it out of affection for his friend, isn't it? There is some selflessness, you all see that, isn't it? And that selflessness is going to bring them closer to each other, isn't it? In the same manner, in a company, sometimes, because we all have seen, when I was working in a company, I had a boss. He is not a man who is just a taskmaster. He will just get the work done from me. He would sit with me and explain the whole thing. He would spend time with me and he will ask me many questions. And he was like a relative. So there was another company paying me a bigger salary, but I preferred not to go for that because I didn't want to lose this connection. So the selfless service thickens the connection. Selfish attitude drives us away from other people. You can see that. So in the same manner, a housewife also, she is cooking. Sometimes cooking takes enormous effort, energy. She is sweating in a kitchen, but she is doing that because her intention is to please everybody. Is it not true? So Lord Krishna speaks in every walk of life, whether you are a student, you are a professional, you are a housewife. If one can focus on one's duty and derive some delight in performance of duty, and not derive delight only in anticipating the results. then one can achieve happiness. So, like cleaning, for example, when you're cleaning a hall, Srila Prabhupada was sitting on a Vyasas and he saw one lady was cleaning the temple hall. She was missing out some portions. So Prabhupada personally went and said, I will show you how to clean. So he cleaned and showed, this is the way you clean it. Don't leave even 1 inch in between. That means 3 things constitute concentration: attentiveness, awareness, absorption. So attentiveness, to the work that we are doing in hand. And awareness means, why am I doing what I am doing? Like in our Pune, we were building a big temple. There were 3 masons constructing the wall. I asked one of them, what are you doing? He said, I'm putting the bricks and making a wall, he said. Another fellow said, I'm making some hall, he said. Third one said, I feel blessed because for the first time in my life, I'm making a temple of the Lord, he said. So out of the 3, who has the full awareness? The third one. So, in the same manner, if we all render some service, we begin with family, then think about the society, then think about the whole world, then think about God, who is the Father of everyone and everything. And then we come to that point where we render that service selflessly, recognizing our connection to Him. Then you will see that type of service done with full awareness, in a selfless mood, that gives the ultimate joy, that gives the ultimate happiness. So, without this, the happiness is thwarted because of impure heart. Now, what is impure heart? I will say a few words and I am going to conclude my talk now with this. You see, I told you about the soul. Above the soul there is mind. Above the mind there is body. So this combination is called as body, mind, soul. So just like, like people wear a shirt. Inside the shirt you wear a banyan. What do you call banyan? You call banyan here? Vest. And then inside that you have the body, isn't it? Similarly, the soul has 2 coverings. One, the mind and the body. What is the mind for? Mind is for storing the desires. And the body is for executing the desires. Say, now I saw her playing the harmonium. I like this raga very much. Immediately I had a desire in my mind. I wish I learned this tune. So that, because I have not yet learned harmonium till now. I only sing. So I developed a desire that now I want to practice harmonium. That desire arose in my mind. So I store this desire in my mind. And then later on, maybe some years later, I may purchase a harmonium. And then I may practice with my hands. So body is for executing the desires. And mind is for storing the desires. Is that clear? Yeah. So in our mind, there are both types of desires. There are good desires, there are bad desires. There are material desires, there are spiritual desires. So in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says that the material desires means there are 5 P's which can pinch us. Like for example, penny. Penny means money, money, money. Money is honey. People are after money, correct? No? That is one of the desires. Craving for it. It's not wrong to earn money, but craving for it. Penny. Pleasures. For example, junk food is very tasty, but it's not very healthy. But once we get addicted to it, even though we know it's not good for us, still we want to eat it. That is pleasure. Similarly, penny, pleasure, positions. Positions. Like for example, people like to be in control. I want to have this post or that post so that I can control people. Or I can claim that I am in that post. Correct, no? Desire for post. And desire for possessions. Possession means you see someone, you already have a car, but you see someone has a bigger car, more flashy car. Immediately mind thinks, wow, look at that car, look at that bungalow. Look, correct, no? Or look at that flashy mobile. You develop a desire. Possessions. And 5th is people. We like to connect with very big people and stand next to them and take a photo so we can tell people that I know so and so, isn't it? So we have that, it's called as pride of association, we call it. So what are the 5 things I told you? Penny, pleasures, position, possessions, and people. So these 5 in this world make us run from pillar to post. These are material desires, we call it. And the material desires can multiply like mosquitoes sometimes. They can grow over a period of time. Desires are there with everybody. But if we can convert these material desires into spiritual desires, we will be happy. Like for example, if instead of wanting to enjoy these things, if one can serve with these things. Like for example, I told you money, we want money. You may be knowing one Henry Ford's son, Alfred Ford, isn't it? He had a lot of money, but he developed a desire to serve God with the same money. And he's doing great good. He's doing. With the wealth, one can use that wealth for the welfare of all, in service of God, one can use. Similarly, possessions, they are not condemned. Only attachment to them and using them selfishly for one's own happiness, that is condemned. Yet every one of these items can be selflessly used in God's service for the welfare of all, and one can be happy. Yeah. So in Gita, there are 3 viruses said to be in the mind. Anybody can guess what are those viruses in the mind? 3 viruses. Lust, anger, and greed. Yeah. So lust means adamant desire for the prohibited. That is lust. There are many prohibited things. One day my father brought from the market something. I would always check his bag, what he has brought in the night when he would come. So when I took out, there was a packet which was having big balls, big, all white balls, shining, glittering. I immediately tore the packet and took 4 here, and I was running to eat them. My mother chased behind me and caught my neck and my collar and said, "Hey, that's not for you. This is for the cockroaches," she said. And I was surprised. I said, "This is for the cockroaches." It looks so shining and it's so fragrant also. Then she snatched everything from my hand and she told me, "Go to the wash basin and wash your hands. This is poison," she said. I couldn't believe it. "This is really poison." She said, "Yes, we put it in the cupboards so that the cockroaches and other creatures won't come." Now it looked attractive for me, but it is prohibited. If I would eat it, I would die. Similarly, in this world, there are many things which are not good for us, which look attractive. Like I told you, the junk food is one of those. Very crispy, very attractive. After you eat it, you have trouble in the belly afterwards. So, lust means adamant desire for the prohibited. For example, a man and woman marry. If they can remain loyal to each other throughout their life, that would be a very happy family. Children also will be very happy, isn't it? So, one Sankarshandas Adhikari, I was introducing him in Pune when he came to Pune. In that introduction, he told, "Hey, one very important detail you have forgotten." He said, "Yes, what is it?" "Last 50 years, me and my wife are married, we are not divorced. That also you should include," he said. "We have faithfully lived all these 50 years without any break." So then I announced that also. He said, "Is it not a big qualification? Because such a couple should have tolerance, humility, cooperative mindset, and they should be able to stay together." So in this way, but lust means what? One is not loyal to the partner and goes outside the marriage to any partner and pulls the hand of any other partner. So Srila Prabhupada says, lust means to catch anybody else. Anger means to beat. And greed means to loot, he says. So this catching, looting, beating tendency is there in every living entity in some proportion. And that is the virus in the mind. Maybe all of you are wonderful people. I am not telling about all of you. But I know that in our heart these tendencies creep in. We all may become angry sometime or other. The degree of anger may vary. Somebody may become this much, some may become this much. So that anger is tendency to beat. So tendency to loot. So these impurities in the mind are the cause of selfishness. These 3 which I told you now. And the good news for all of us, these impurities in the mind are washable, cleanable. As much as a stinking socks is washable. If somebody is coming with a stinking socks, everybody will say, "Hey, who is this?" who is thinking? Nobody is thinking, the socks is thinking. All the living beings here are divine because you all are God's children, you all are pure. Everybody is divine. But surrounding us, the souls is the mind which has that thinking 3 viruses. Like in computer, we have a virus detecting and virus removing software we put. So this Hare Krishna mantra which we were singing in the beginning of the class, it is like the virus detecting and virus removing software. It purifies the mind, purges the impurities completely. See, if my shirt has some impurities, I can dip it in a soap solution and then I take out, all that will be gone, isn't it? For every impurity, there is a method of washing. Like brass vessels, if you want to clean, anybody knows what do you use? There is a special, pitambari we call it. You cannot wash it with ordinary powder. Similarly, sometimes ink comes in the shirt, you have seen that? And it's not going with ordinary soap. Then you have to use Vanish or something, correct, no? So in this way, for every purifying thing, there is a particular agent. And for purifying the mind, how do you can't take out the mind and purify it. For that, this Maha Mantra which we were singing. When we sing, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this chanting, Srila Prabhupada says, the meaning is, oh Lord, purify me, uplift me, accept me. That's the meaning of this. We are like a child praying to the mother. Oh mother, bathe me, cleanse me, make me offerable to the Father. So, in this way, when we are purified, a purified mind is blissful or happy. An impure mind is very disturbed, agitated, and also causes trouble to others also. Like for example, if a virus enters into your computer, either it hangs or it goes crazy. You have seen that? Similarly, when these 3 viruses enter our mind, it hangs in tamaguna or ignorance, or it goes crazy in mode of passion. So Prabhupada said, if I am in ignorance, we are lazy. And if we are in passion, we are crazy. So we have to go beyond lazy and crazy to become pure. And that purification is done by the chanting. So 3 words I told you in the beginning. Who remembers that? Now? Connection, service, purification. So lastly I told you about purification. And about the service which is to be done in a selfless mood in this world, keeping God in the center, knowing that we are not any of these temporary things. We are pure spirit soul, part and parcel of God. With that awareness, seeing everyone as children of God, rendering selfless service, and knowing the connection with God and connection with all, this can make us truly happy. And therefore you will find devotees are very carefree, because the more they understand this knowledge and implement this knowledge in their lives, they can live like a lotus in the middle of a muddy pool of water. See, lotus comes from the muddy water, but you will never find a lotus going back into the mud and saying that I was born in the mud, so I am muddy. It will always go up. When the lotus goes out of the muddy water, it makes friendship with the sun. So God is like the sun. The lotus, when it is closed, in the morning when it comes in contact with the sun, it blossoms. And when it blossoms, it gives out fragrance. It gives out honey for the honeybees. And it becomes a beautiful flower. You can see that. Similarly, every one of us here, we all are living in this world. Why am I comparing this world to a muddy pool of water? Because in this world, the living beings who have come, they all are suffering from a lot of impurities in their mind. So they are hurting one another. There are wars going on. There's violence going on, isn't it? But even living in the midst of the world, by coming to Krishna consciousness, we can be like a lotus and come out of this world. We can be in this world but not of this world. And by coming in contact with God like the sun, we can blossom in our enlightenment, in our contribution, contributing fragrance, contributing honey. The lotus is doing great good. We can also do great good to the world, isn't it? Thank you very much. Now it is time for all of you to speak now. I have spoken a lot now. I will give the mic to them, or we have one more.
We can take a few questions if anyone has any.
I generally ask for 3 things. You can say any one of these 3 things. Either you can ask a question, or you can say a takeaway. A takeaway Takeaway means one point that was really hard hitting for you, you really liked it, and you thought, wow, like you got a eureka experience by hearing any one point. That's a takeaway point for you. And you can talk about a takeaway, or you can ask a question, or you can speak a reflection. Reflection means what you heard from me, you could relate with your life and you could see some connection. You can speak that too. There is a one-hander. You can give the mic to her. When I came to America, many people told me that I have to slow down my speed. I tried my best to slow. Was my speech understandable to everybody? For how many of you, my accent was clear for you? Yeah? Oh, thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Beautiful. My name is Alyssa, and I just have a question. In the beginning of your lecture, you were talking about free will, and knowing the difference about not focusing on the things that you don't have any control over, but trying to really focus on
exactly.
what you do have control over.
You got that. That's a very important point.
Here's my question. How do you know what you do have control over?
Oh, that's pretty easy to know. I gave you a couple of examples. One is, you are a gardener. You have the seed in your hand. You can sow the seed, dig the ground, sow the seed, water it, and you can also put some manure to that. You can fence it. These are all within your reach. Now the sunlight, someday it may be a cloudy day, so you can't be sure whether sunlight will come, or the rains will come today or tomorrow, that you can't have any control over. And you can't say, whether the crop will grow fast or slow, whether it will yield the fruits within a short time or more time, because the growth is not in our hands. We can only do whatever our part. So this is with respect to gardening. In the same manner, for students, I told you, you can study the book well, you can consult your friends, you can consult teachers, take more books, learn more nicely, take help of somebody. But beyond that, you are not the paper setter, question paper setter, nor are you the paper corrector, nor are you the result awarder. So if I am not the paper setter, if I am not the result awarder, why bother about those things which are not in my hands? It's like taking unnecessary anxiety for others. Like for example, I have a plate of food, and say he has a plate of food, and in case he has taken a lot of food, I worry, how will he eat this? That's not my worry, because he is going to eat it. Right now, should I worry about others' plate or my plate? My plate, because my plate I am going to eat, his plate he is going to eat. Why bother about what is not in my control? So, this is a very interesting thing. If we know this fact, that there are things in this world which are not in our control, we don't have to unnecessarily take anxiety. It's called as purchasing trouble. Unnecessarily. See, some people you have seen, they become self-appointed advisors and they poke their nose in others' affairs. You have seen some people like that. And they get into trouble, you will see that. Why? Because others never ask them for advice or suggestion. They go and give, and then the quarrel starts. So, because these people did not know their periphery within which they have to work. Correct? No? In the same manner, if I know what is in my limit, in my control, I stick to that and I'll be happy because I have done my part. Beyond this, I cannot do anything. Like that we can be convinced. So, it depends on what role you play. You may be a housewife, you may be a student, you may be working in a professional situation. So in each situation you can take a pen and pad and write down what all things I can do without anyone's interference. Correct now? Those are things in your hand. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. And anyone else? Here we are. Mic.
I think I can.
The mic is coming to you. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the wonderful class. I just wanted to ask about the point that you made about changing the desires into spiritual desires.
Correct.
And can you explain how pleasure can be changed into spiritual?
Yeah. Say for example, you like to eat gulab jamuns. You know gulab jamuns? Right? Yeah. So gulab jamun, you cook it and offer it to Lord. And after Lord eats it, you patiently wait till it comes out. After putting on your plate, you offer a prayer. Mahaprasade Govinde, we offer a prayer. Jay Shetty, who was in UK, So in his book, Think Like a Monk, he writes an interesting thing. He says when he was in ashram as a brahmachari, celibate, one day they brought everybody cake and cone ice cream they brought. So they were all sitting together. So as soon as everybody saw their saliva was coming out of the tongue, they wanted to eat it. But the ashram head told them, I want you all to wait for 10 minutes and then take it. I want to share something and then you can take. Everybody was looking at it and they're waiting. So he writes in his book, if you have something delightful in front of you to eat and you are made to wait, your willpower increases by that, he says. So this is the principle of prasad. Prasada means as long as the prasadam is being served and the prayers are being uttered, it's an austerity for you to not jump on the food. Wait patiently, correct? What happens with some devotees over the years, while eating only they are reciting the prayer. Mahaprasadya, Nama Brahman. But if we do that austerity, then that purifies us. Otherwise we don't get purification. If somebody pounces on the food, then that eating is like anybody else's eating. Correct, no? So in this way, the food, we are not telling people, you have to go back to God, now you stop all eating. We don't say that. In certain meditations, people are told to refrain from eating all day. At night they are given a carrot or something. Our movement is not like that. We are not negating the negative. We are engaging in the positive. See, negating the negative is like going from negative axis to 0, 0. But engaging in positive means going from 0, 0 to positive axis. So, by giving to God and then accepting, we are already free from the reactions. On the other hand, people are trying to stop eating properly. Don't see bad, don't hear bad, don't speak bad. So that is only shutting the senses. If God wanted us to shut the senses, why did He give the senses in the first place? The senses should not be shut, but they should be used in a constructive, positive manner, in alignment with God, with His will. Let Thy will be done, not my will. Correct, no? Yeah, that is the way we can modify our desires to become spiritual. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, there were two hands up. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
This is continuation to first mantra where we have free will. Sorry. Where you can do what you can control.
Yeah.
And whatever is not in your control, you cannot.
Correct.
But sometimes some things like with my, with laziness or something, I don't go that extra mile. I feel like, that is not in my control. And I just fix my boundaries.
Yeah.
So, when to
that is coming under not taking initiative. That is also condemned in Bhagavad Gita, in the 18th chapter. He says Dirgha Sutri, which means somebody is a daydreamer. He doesn't take any initiative. If you don't take initiative, then that is coming under lethargy. He told Arjuna, don't think that I am with you and I will fight the battle and you can sleep in the chariot. No, you have to fight the battle. I will only give you advice. Similarly, Lord Krishna doesn't say that my devotees will not have any trouble. He says, when my devotees have trouble, they remember me, they pray to me, then I will be available to guide them. He says. So we have to take initiative in every walk of life. Even a lion, the king of the jungle, cannot be lying down in one place hoping that a deer will come and fall in his mouth. No, he has to get up and run, chase behind the deer. So in this world, everybody should take initiative. And at the same time, one should not overwork. Like 8-9 hours he worked in a day. Like morning for God, daytime for profession, evening for family. But if somebody becomes very money-minded, they do 3 jobs. Morning one job, daytime one job, evening one job. And no time for the family, no time for health. Suddenly after 5 years, he gets a massive heart attack. And his wife, children are gone, they have left him and divorced and gone away because he didn't give any time. So he finds such a person, there is money in his pocket, but no family, no health, because no balance. Correct, no? So we don't want to be workaholic like that. But we want a balance. At the same time, one shouldn't become lazy either. One has to take the initiative. One should do whatever best we can. In work also, you can do hard work, you can do smart work, and you can do teamwork, and you can do heart work. 4 types of work you can do. Let me tell you what they are. Hard work everybody knows, right? Smart work means you can simplify the work. For example, in a Pune temple we had one Vyasasan for the speaker. Vyasasan means the throne legs, very big chair, heavy. It's made of teak wood. When they brought it to the hall, I said, it's so heavy. To lift it, we need 20 people. I said, why you guys made it so heavy? They said, it's meant for the speaker. It's supposed to be very majestic. So one devotee came up with the idea. He put a wheel below. So when I was told to sit and give the first class, when I was giving, after I opened my eyes, my whole Vyasasana had moved that side. In front of me, there was nobody. All were sitting on that side. I said, what kind of smart idea you guys came up with? It's just carrying me there like a car or something taking me away. Then another devotee came up with another idea. He said, you can move this wheel, but you can also lock it. That is really a smart idea. Move it wherever you want. For moving this whole chair, you need only one person if you have the wheel. If you don't have the wheel, you need 20 people. That means, which is better, hard work or smart work? We can do smart work. You heard of the crow which was looking for water. There was a big jar in which water was below. So how he got the water level up? Anybody knows? He put pebbles. He gathered pebbles and put, and that is considered a very intelligent crow because it put the pebbles and brought the water level up. If he goes inside, he would never come out. He can't come out. So, but that is not a smart crow. That's a hard-working crow because you have to bring so many pebbles. What would a smart crow do? Anybody can guess? I can go to a fruit juice shop and take a straw and drink and fly away. No effort at all. You don't have to bring stones. You can just bring a straw, isn't it? So, do hard work in your life, do smart work, and do teamwork. Teamwork is only possible if you make friendship with others. For example, if you have some people with whom you are very good friends, they will help you when you want. Then you can do teamwork. Like somebody A does something for you, B does something for you, C does something for you, your work goes very well, isn't it? You can do. And fourth one is heart work. What is heart work? With the heart you pray. Like great personalities like Arjuna or Hanuman, you find these personalities, they prayed to their forefathers, they prayed to God, they prayed to elders, they drew their blessings. And the energy of their blessings came and enveloped them. Then they could do miracles. They could do superhuman activities when they get blessings. So in this way, we all can also pray to the great souls and seek their blessings and guidance. And that brings, it's like putting a 1 in before many zeros. If you have 3 zeros, you put 1, it becomes 1,000. So prayer is the difference between what you can do, what God can do. God is infinitely powerful and you are 1. So 1 plus infinity is infinity. So if you do all these 4, beyond that you cannot do anything. You did hard work, you did smart work, you did teamwork, you did heart work. Then you leave it to God. Rest of it is in God's hands. Alright? Yeah. One last week, you take Mataji yourself. Give the mic to her.
Same topic.
Yeah.
In terms of what you can control. Oftentimes we see people around us suffering in our community, in our families. When do we know when to step in?
Yeah, correct.
And when do we know when to pull back?
Yeah, correct. She's asking, we see a lot of times somebody in the family or in the relative circle suffering. When do we know we have to go in and help them? And when do we know we should hold back ourselves? So, if offering that help is within your reach, if it is possible for you, and they are also willing to accept it, you can definitely offer your help. And they are relatives, we have a natural obligation also, because we are blood relatives, naturally we should go out of the way to help them as much as we can. But you will see certain relatives, say some relative has a cancer, for example, you can lend some money. They do chemotherapy they do, they may do chemotherapy, but they only have to undergo the suffering, correct, no? We can't take their suffering on us, but you can offer them moral support, you can be around them, you can take them to the hospital, you can give them words of solace, You can give them some Krishna consciousness, you can give them chanting, you can give them some kirtan, and you can tell them not to worry, and you can tell them that this body is giving suffering for everybody. It's not only for them. So you can give words of consolation. These kind of things you can do, but in case they are in a mood to accept it. If they are not in a mood to accept it, we don't intrude into others' privacy. Correct? No, that's what I'm saying. Because some people say, I never asked you this. So we leave them to themselves. But if they are willing to receive, it's definitely our duty to go and help them. Whatever best we can. We feel very sorry when we see some near and dear one suffering. It's very painful for us. But we should know, each of us have to fly our own plane. You have your plane, I have my plane. We all are carrying a baggage of our good and bad deeds we have done in the past. And those are bringing us pleasure and pain. Subsequently it's bringing. And we have to go through that. Everybody has to reap that account, just like a bank account, credit and debit. We all have to do that. But while they are undergoing their difficult times, we can be supportive. And when you do that, naturally you find by God's grace, when we are in difficulty, somebody else comes and supports us. We definitely have our duty as humans and relatives. We can try our best. Sometimes people write to me about their difficulties. I tell them, I'll pray for you. I ask their name and I pray to the Lord. Please give this soul strength to face the challenges they are undergoing, and let them remember you and stay Krishna conscious, God conscious. Let them not forget you. Like that I offer a prayer. That kind of thing we can do. Monetarily we can help, morally we can help, verbally we can help. What more can we do? We are not God to change their situation. If God wishes in a moment, He can do anything. That's ultimately in His hands. Therefore, this philosophy of Gita, that do your duty, do your best, and many people say leave the rest. I say do your best and let God do the rest. Because He is the one who does the rest ultimately, isn't it? So thank you all very much. Can I sing 5 minutes? Is it all right? Can I sing? 5 minutes I can sing. Huh? Is it all right? 5 minutes kirtan all right? Where is the karta?
Just one thing I wanted to share with you before we start the kirtan. So, as Prabhuji was mentioning, the conclusion of his talk was purification,
Connection,
service and purification. And actually, the punchline was that simply by chanting the holy names of the Lord, simply by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, we can purify ourselves, right, and enhance our service and enhance our connection and deepen our connection, and which is what is actually the purpose of the Kirtan Center here, right? Every Thursday for last more than 15 years now.
Going on?
Kirtan has been happening in this place.
Wonderful.
And so many wonderful devotees have been participating and benefiting. And we are actually blessed that you are here with us, and as you were saying that you...
This is it gives a very homely feeling here. Because sometimes very large, huge temples, there's too much of crowd. This is like a small, nice place. It looks very homely, very nice. Thank you.
So, Rudy, as you were saying that you usually, devotees ask you for prayers and then you pray for them. So we all here at Kirtan Center community would like to request you to please pray for all of us and bless us that we can continue to strengthen and expand the Kirtans that are happening here.
Wonderful. Thank you.
With your prayers and blessings. And at this time, let us thank Prabhuji for coming here. In fact, he came yesterday to Pittsburgh. He spoke to all of us yesterday evening. And then this morning, he spoke about chanting. Then afternoon, he was at CMU speaking to the students. And now he's speaking here. So we've kind of packed his schedule fully. So really grateful. And let us thank Radheshyam Prabhu by loudly chanting Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
Who is playing Mridanga? You'll play Mridanga? Good, very good.
We'll have 5 minutes kirtan and then Nasima prayers and then Prashad.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद गाये में भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की। थैंक यू वेरी मच। हरे कृष्ण।